My name is Morelli. They call me Roxy. I'm 30 years old. Um, Ever since I was a little girl, 4 years old. It started when I was 4 years old. Um, my grandfather's friend was taking care of me when I was little, and he molested me when I was very little. I'm 4 years old, and that I started from. I've been through trauma ever since then. I've been raped. My mom and dad, like, they've been drug addicts all my, like, I've seen them do drugs every day of my life. Like, this is so much. Wait. So, I'm kind of nervous, but it's kind of I started doing drugs, really heavy drugs, when my kids got taken away from me. Wait, I can't do this. Hold on. Wow, hold on.
It's okay, it's okay. Do you want me to stop recording?
For a second. I was not like the rest of the kids. I was always home cleaning and cooking when I was young, because my mom was always using. She didn't help me with, when I was with my homework. I used, like, I didn't play, I didn't go outside. My stepdad molested me, and she didn't believe me. I can't say I hate my mom because she's my mother, but I dislike my mom. My mom's the reason why. I can't put it all on my mom, but she's the reason why I think I've become how I am now. She showed me how to, she showed me how to, like, do drugs when I was young. She showed me how to prostitute.
When you say that she showed you those things, do you mean like you observed it and that's how?
She sold me when I was younger. She sold me for her habit, I was with a pimp, but she sold me for 5,000.
How old were you?
I was 13. I mean, I wasn't like an adult already at that age. I was with older men for money. I was getting abused.
And that was here in Miami?
Yes.
And there was no way to contact authorities or anything like that?
I was scared they might kill me or something.
How did you get out of that?
I ran away because it was in Homestead.
How long were you there before you were able to escape?
I was there for like 5 months. Getting abused by different men. But I could say now that I'm okay. I'm doing a little better. I'm not in that. I'm more happier, I'm kind of fucked up now, but because I'm doing drugs, but I'm not getting hurt every day. I'm not getting getting harassed by different type of men every day, every night. She kicked me out when I was 14. When I was 15, I was living with my baby daddy. So I had my first baby at 15, and I stayed with him, and I had my second baby at 17. I was getting he was hitting me. I was getting abused for 5 years with him. I couldn't go outside. I had to stay inside the house.
How did you meet him?
My mom was in rehab. My mom was in rehab, and as a little girl, I met my baby daddy in rehab. His mom was in rehab. So we met each other when we were little kids in rehab. And
You were a teenager?
yeah, like kids. I was like 14. So when my mom left rehab, I guess we met again when I was in middle school, going into high school. I met his sister, and I asked her, "Where's your brother?" And we got hooked up, and we had 3 kids. I got pregnant at 15, had her at 16.
Were you still in school at this time?
Yeah, I was growing up. It was called Cope South by Richmond Heights, and I was getting abused when I was pregnant. He was very abusive. He was an alcoholic, but I dealt with it because I didn't have nowhere else to go. Like during my pregnancy, he would cheat and drink. He was older than me. I was 15. He was 22 years old. I didn't really want it to be abused or anything. Like I wanted to call the cops on him or something, but I didn't know if they were gonna take the kids away and the babies will be in foster care. And the reason why they took the kids away from me is because while I was pregnant, I was getting abused, and I started doing cocaine, and I was when I had the baby, the baby came out premature, and they took away my kids. He told them I was dead, that I didn't exist no more, he told my daughter that I didn't love her, and I almost killed myself because of that. That's when I started doing heavy drugs. That's when I started doing heroin. I don't know what made him tell them that. I guess he hated me or something. But But I'm not gonna say he's a bad father. He's a good father. He was just a horrible, baby father to boyfriend, baby daddy to me. I mean, I've been through hell. I've been through rape. I've been through kidnapping. I sell my body for my drugs. It's depressing, but I really looking forward to try to better myself in some type of when I'm ready. But
What do you think it will take for you to be ready? Is there something that you're waiting for, or like a moment?
When I speak to my kids, they don't, they think I'm, like they're not allowed to talk to me. I see that, like, why would I get any better if I don't have nothing to, look forward to, live for, or,
Do you want to get clean for yourself?
Not really. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for myself, no. For my kids, yeah. But I'm really not hurting nobody. That's how I see it.
You're hurting yourself.
You're right. I noticed that, but what's the point of getting clean if I can't be with my kids? Because that's what I want. I'm hoping they come and find me, even because they think I'm dead, because he's told them I'm dead. It's really hard, it's really painful. I'm by myself. I don't have family. My mom she's a junkie just like me. She does drugs just like me. My dad lives in Torrance St. Lucie. He has his own life, his own kids in another place. My mom sees me as a best friend. She calls me, like, she doesn't see me as a daughter. She sees me as a friend, like.
So you mentioned that your mom introduced you to drugs at a very young age.
Yeah.
How old were you, and what was that?
I was I started using weed at 12 years old, and then I seen her do cocaine, like, with her friends in the bathroom, and I asked what it was one day. I was 13. I asked her what it was and what does it do, and she says it made her feel good, and I told her I want to feel good, and she gave it to me. And from there I just started doing, cocaine, and, I do a lot, and she would party with me, we did cocaine together. And I know moms are not supposed to do that, but my mom did. To me, that was my cool mom, Now if I think of it, that's not no mom, Back then I thought it was very cool, Like, I had the coolest mom. Now that you think about it, it's not right. It's fucked up.
What do you think? How did she end up in that position?
My mom had a good life. My mom had a very good life. She had me at 16. My mom had me at 16. My mom is 49 years old. She's a party animal. She likes to party.
Still to this day?
Yes, to this day. She likes to party. She does heavier drugs than me,
Even now?
Yeah. She's crazy. She thinks she's young. My mom thinks she's still like 29 years old, 21. She tells me not to call her mom out in public. Yeah. She didn't raise me. My aunt raised me because my mom didn't. My mom wanted to party more. She wasn't, really a mother to me. She was more like a friend,
But did she learn that behavior from her mother? Like, was her mother the same way?
My grandmother wasn't there for her. My grandma was a showgirl. Back then she was a showgirl, so she was out on the road a lot. And my grandmother used to do cocaine too. So I'm guessing. And my grandfather was like a big time, like, a drug dealer.
Really?
Yeah. So my family is like, they're all in, like, it's just a whole line of drug addicts, and I'm trying to break the ice, but not ready. It's kind of confusing. When I get there, I'll get there. I was doing it really, like, heavy every day. I would do it in school, in class.
You were still 13, or?
I was already 14. I was in middle school, high school. I was I was already bringing it to school, and then I went to rehab when I was young. Like at 13, I went to rehab. My aunt, she took me in. She was very strict on me, my aunt, because my mom, had me out and loose. So, I was like into like, since all I knew was like, having sex for for money and doing drugs. I thought it was cool. That's all I knew what to do. I didn't know about no PlayStation or dolls or none of that when I was younger. I didn't play with dolls or nothing. I was playing with boys. I was playing with drugs when I was younger. My mom was very jealous of me when I was growing up. She had my baby daddy lived in my, come to my room a lot because she was jealous of me, of my body around my stepdad. And when I told my mom that he molested me, she didn't believe me. She actually kicked me out.
Were you clean for a while after the rehab?
Yeah. I was clean. And then I got with my baby daddy and we got together and I had a baby. I went back home with my mom. I was clean, but then, she kicked me out and I went with him. She told me I got pregnant. She told me, if you're pregnant, you could go live on your own. So I lived with him, and at one point I was doing good because I was going to school and I was clean, just smoking weed. But then after a while I was getting abused, like I was getting cheated on, and he would get drunk and I would get abused in front of his friends.
So you turned to one of the only things, I guess, that made you feel okay.
I was doing drugs to numb the pain, to forget about what's going on, to not to not stress it. You know what I mean?
Do you think you're still doing it to numb now?
Now I'm just addicted. I'm like, if I don't have it, I'll get sick now.
So what's your drug of choice now?
Fentanyl and crack cocaine.
And how did you get introduced to fentanyl? The cocaine led to something else?
First it was heroin. Heroin, when heroin came out, it was first heroin, then fentanyl came out. But when I got my kids taken away, I seen somebody, when I was getting, coke, I seen somebody doing heroin and they looked, I told them, is that the easiest way to die? I wanted to kill myself when they took my kids away. I mean, it looked like they were numb, they were sleeping, they were nodding off and they didn't feel no pain. So I wanted to feel no pain. So I started.
Did you inject it, or
Yeah.
for the first time?
Yeah. I started first injecting cocaine. That's how I got introduced to the needles.
With your mom?
No. The sniffing part was with my mom. With my friends, they were doing the cocaine, injecting cocaine. And then that's how I got started with it. And then I seen somebody, one of my friends do heroin. And that's how I started doing heroin.
What were some of the experiences shooting cocaine? I mean, I hear that it can lead to...
It's intense. It's, you get paranoid.
Up for days at a time?
Yeah, no eating. Yeah, you lock yourself in a room. I locked myself in the bathroom for like 7 hours straight, thinking people were gonna kill me. That everybody had a gun and they're out to get me. I don't know why, but that's what it was. It's funny now, but it was sad when I was going through it.
The first time doing heroin, how did that feel? Did it get you where you wanted to be? Like,
Yeah, it numbed me. I felt relaxed. You know, I didn't I didn't feel nothing. Like I didn't have to worry about nothing. You know, I just felt relaxed. And, you know,
how old were you at that time?
I was 19, 20.
Did you finish high school?
Actually, no, I dropped out at 10th grade. I almost did. I almost finished, but I dropped out. I mean, I went back to get my GED.
That's great.
Yeah. But,
you could even go to Miami-Dade College if you wanted to with that.
yeah.
So then at this time, you're 19 years old. You try heroin for the first time. Were you doing it? Was it something you started to just do every day, or like?
Yeah. Every day, because I would get sick. I didn't know I was gonna get sick. I didn't know I needed the drug. You know, you need it. You have to have that drug, because when you get sick, your bones start hurting. You feel like you're gonna you feel like you're old. You feel like you can't move. You feel sick. Your body is asking for it.
Did you have any periods of sobriety after that?
Like, what is sobriety? I don't know what that is.
Completely off drugs?
No, ever since then I've been on drugs. So I'm 30 now.
So from 19 to now?
I've been on fentanyl, like hardcore, like drugs. It's fentanyl and crack cocaine.
Were you already coming to the Overtown area at the age of 19, or where were you? Like, how did you end up over here?
I came over here with my boyfriend. He was like a boyfriend. I was in Homestead, and I started off at Homestead. I came with my boyfriend. He introduced me to Overtown. I had my own car. I parked it somewhere. I lost it. They towed my car.
How did you get a car to begin with?
I was saving, because I was on a website. That's how I started. I was on a website and I was saving money, and I bought myself a car. And I came to Overtown, and he's actually dead now, from fentanyl. He passed away. He was a really good friend of mine. He actually saved my life once. He in Homestead, they wanted to kill me. He got in front of a gun for me. So. But
who wanted to kill you, and why?
They wanted me to be their, I guess, like, they wanted me to work for them, like, their whole, you know what I mean? They wanted me to they just wanted to be my pimp.
These were like drug dealers or something?
Yes.
And they were gonna kill you?
Yeah, if I couldn't be with them, it was like, if I couldn't be with them, then I can't be with nobody else.
And he got in front of you, in front of it?
Yeah, he got in front of the guns,
And that's how...
And he was friends with the dude, and he got in front of the gun. And I felt like I owed my life to him. So ever since then...
But that's how he passed away?
No, he passed away from doing fentanyl. Okay. He was clean. He he was doing, we came out here, he was doing fentanyl with me. You know, then he went back home, and I stayed down here. I stayed in Overtown. He went back home, he got clean, then came back out because he wanted to see me and whatever. And that time I was in a hotel. I was doing my own thing, you know. And I told him, no, go back home. And he ended up under the bridge with somebody else, getting high, and they didn't save him. You know, they actually robbed him while he was dying. He was overdosing on fentanyl. And I feel like it's my fault that if it wasn't for, you know, if I was there, it wouldn't happen, you know. So that's really, really hard on me too.
It's not your fault though. It's really not. Have you ever overdosed?
Twice.
How did you come back from that?
They Narcaned me, and I screamed at them for bringing me back. Those occasions, you know, I didn't want to live. You know, I feel like I don't have a purpose to live. Like, you know, I don't have my kids. So.
Do you feel that way now?
No.
You feel like
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay now. I want my kids to find me. You know.
What would you like to do with your life if you weren't struggling with addiction?
Be normal. You know. Have a job.
What would you like to do?
I like to do nails, cosmetology. I went to school for that. And a little bit of time, I was going to school when I was in a tent, living in a tent. It was hard. I only lasted like 2 months. I was going to Beauty School of America in the beach, but it didn't last that long because I was living in a tent.
So there is a will inside of you to make a better life.
Yeah.
You deserve that, for sure.
Yeah.
I just don't want you to think otherwise.
When I'm ready.
You came out to Overtown, you know, you said you were living in a hotel room?
Yeah. I was living in a hotel for a little bit, and then when I couldn't stop paying, when I couldn't pay for it, I lived in a tent, in a field.
By yourself?
Yeah. But now I live in a house. I live in a house, 4-bedroom house. It's abandoned. It has lights, and right now we don't have water, but it's better than being in a tent.
How did you end up here at this house? How did you meet the people that live here?
I met a girl named Addison, and she actually saved me. I was living in her car for a little bit. We were living in her car for a little bit, and her friend, a really good friend, found this place, and they just made it a home. You know, it was abandoned, and they made it a home. Turn on the lights, turn on they turn on the water. Right now the water got cut off, but they turned on the water. And it's like a home. I mean, it doesn't look like it's abandoned. So I am thankful for that. And I'm thankful for being alive. Pretty much.
How expensive is your habit, and how do you afford it these days?
It's really hard. It is a little expensive. It's when I wake up, I'm sick. You know, I need to get at least $10-$20 to start my day. And
how much do you spend each day, you think?
about 100. And that's me struggling, you know, calling people, because I'm walking outside, selling myself. It's really I don't like it, but I need to support my habit some type of way.
Has going back to a rehab crossed your mind? I'm sure it has.
A little bit, not really.
Like, what are you afraid of?
Not afraid. I'm not afraid. I just don't want to go yet. I just don't want to be like locked down somewhere.
In a way, you're locked down here.
You mean trapped, maybe? Like in my own.
You're trapped by the addiction.
Yeah, that I could agree on that. I don't know.
Do you dream at night when you sleep?
I forget my dreams.
Always?
So yeah, I don't remember me dreaming.
You can't remember the last dream you had?
No. I mean, yeah, I had bad dreams, so like nightmares, not dreams. Like nightmares of me like getting killed. You know, for the things I do. Like I saw myself, someone could just throw me behind a dumpster. You know, rape me and throw me behind a dumpster. I'm afraid of that. Every time I saw myself, I'm scared that they're gonna, you know, rape me, not pay me, just rape me and torture me and just throw me behind a dumpster, take me somewhere, you know, chop me up in pieces. That was my nightmare. Chop me up in pieces and throw me to gators. That's one of my nightmares. But yeah, I struggle every day for my addiction to pay my habit.
Are there any other memories or experiences you've been through that you'd like to share?
No, I think that's it. I think I've told you everything.
I really appreciate you being open to me about those things, and I know that your story and what you've been through can definitely help other people that have been through it too. You know, you're not alone, and it'll help them not feel alone either.
I hope so. And I hope I'm not the only one that's been through this.
You're not. You're definitely not. And people have been through it and seen the light at the end. You know, they've overcome it. And I know you can too. And I'd love to interview you again someday in that place, you know, in a better place.
I'd love to get interviewed.
Well, I appreciate you talking to me.
Thank you.